I want to thank some people from our international TV staff. Celia Tuckman and Jim Merrilla. Our head engineer in charge, Chuck Hafley. In charge of transmission, Diane McKay and Barbara Bracco. Super job for a super night for a fight. My stage manager at ringside, Casey Sipes. Great job handling ringside security. A big job for a big man, my 7-foot giant with a big heart, Pancho Limon. Thanks for all your help. On stats from Showtime on loan, Jody Heaps and our own staff, Dick Tedeschi and Mike Sinella, work with us so well all week. On behalf of our director, Frank Belmont, and our producer, Marty Cohen, super job. 130 countries. You did it, kid. You're a super, super producer. Now we're ready to thank the entire production staff at King Vision. But don't go away, folks. We got one more championship fight. I just want to get those thank yous in on the Tyson fight. So without further ado, Frankie, let's get ready, and we'll go to the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Quincy Taylor, Keith Holmes.
All right, so the stage is set. Bob Sheridan back here for this WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. That's the 160-pound division. Quincy Taylor in the blue trunks with the white trim. Keith Holmes in the white trunks. The champion is Quincy Taylor with a record of 26-3, 22 knockouts. Holmes comes in at 28-1 with 18 knockouts out of Washington, D.C. Holmes is the number 9th ranked contender in the WBC, and of course Taylor's the champ. Taylor's a new champ and a heavy hitter. He beat a very heavy hitter in Julian Jackson to gain the title. Taylor's 26-3 from Dallas. He's stepping into the ring for the first time tonight since he won the title back in August of 1995 this year with a 6th-round TKO over Julian Jackson. He had surgery to repair that left knee. You may see that brace on the left knee as you see Taylor on the left of your screen, now to the right of your screen with that brace on the left knee. And of course, Keith Holmes will want to try to give a lot of movement here in the early going to see if he's going to be able to get him wobbly on that knee at all, and just to test it for the first time out. Now take a look at the book on Keith Holmes. He's 27-1 with 17 KOs from Washington. He's getting his very first world title shot of his 7-year career. He's currently on a 20-fight winning streak. Holmes has not lost since 1990, and his only defeat was a 6th-round decision loss to Ronald Hammond early in his career. He's again the WBC number 9 contender, and he's fighting for the first time in 1996. You notice right away that he is a southpaw, jabbing with that right hand with the right foot forward. And oftentimes when you see a southpaw fighting an orthodox sort of guy, you see the front feet getting tied up. And when we have that wide shot like that, you'll see their front feet stepping on each other's toes and getting hooked up. And oftentimes a referee doesn't want to get in too close when you have a southpaw fighting a right-handed fighter, because they have a tendency to trip over each other and they can miscall a knockdown. But Richard Steele, who's working, as you heard Jimmy Lennon Jr. say, his 131st world title fight, one of the very best referees in the entire world working tonight in this championship fight. Taylor showing some quick hands in the early going here again. We'll keep them straight for you since you may not have seen these guys in the world telecast before. It's Keith Holmes, the challenger to the right. In the dark trunks, the blue trunks with the white trim is Quincy Taylor. Yeah, when you have these guys battling back and forth like this, it's unusual to see a couple of southpaws together like this, and it's really strange when you first take a look at them and say, are these guys orthodox fighters? No, they're not. They're both southpaws. Oftentimes they can appear that way, but they still have a tendency, I don't know why, southpaws always look a little bit awkward to me for some reason. But anyway, these guys are pretty good fighters, both of them, and Quincy Taylor with a 26-3 record as he ends the first round with 22 knockouts. A lot of people coming into this big night of boxing were talking about the fact that this could be the fight of the night. Let's listen to the corner.
Just go upstairs with the jab. Reach to the bottom. Don't do it. Go upstairs with the jab. You short or older, your jab will be effective. Get close to the jab.
Miguel Diaz and Buchanan Scott won that corner. The manager is actually Sterling McPherson, the former world champ.
Check shot. You're fine, Quincy. You're fine, baby. Come upstairs with the jab. Don't go into the bottom. Come upstairs. When you throw that laser shit, Quincy, you got to get set. Because you don't throw the laser shit, just make your mouth. So here it comes. Bing, bing. Okay, give me a bing, bing now. Okay? Take a deep breath.
Second go, please.
Suck it up.
Second go, second.
This fight is scheduled for 12 rounds. It's the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Again, in the white trunks, it's Keith Holmes. Holmes, when we're in that corner, again, having a look at Quincy Taylor, we didn't see Keith in between. He's got Claude Bolger, Sterling McPherson, Miguel Diaz, and Scott Buchanan. And you saw quickly that Taylor had David Klein, Curtis Coates, and Gene Guevara in there. All right, the two southpaws continue to work here in round number 2. And again, keep an eye on that knee. And when we have that loose shot, you'll see the left knee of the champion, Quincy Taylor. He's really known as a body puncher. He's probably had better opponents than Keith Holmes. He should be really concerned that Keith Holmes will turn it up a notch for this fight, and oftentimes in a championship fight, that's how you tell the difference between the two guys, because the great ones have a tendency to turn it up for the championship fights, and the so-so fighters just can't make the big adjustment to that championship caliber of boxing. Take a look at some of the miscellaneous stats that have been put together here. You see the knockout percentage of Taylor is actually less than that of Holmes. The knockout percentage 76 for Taylor, and at 96 up there. Take a look at that stat, because actually you see 18 knockouts for Keith Holmes. It's not 96% of the 28. It really should be around 61%. That's there. We'll see how this thing unfolds. Early going here in round number 2, you see the champion beginning to extend himself a little bit more as he digs to the body while right upstairs.
That's what I want right there. Time to tell you about it. Time to tell you about it.
Boy, it's really been a long time since I've seen two southpaws get against each other in a world title fight. He had no effect on that. He seemed to have his adrenaline going pretty good against Keith Holmes. In the second round, the guy's just barely getting warmed up here. Taylor in the blue trunks. In his first title defense, he beat Julian Jackson his first time out. Jody Heaps of those stats coming out the whatever that is. It was for his grandmother who died. I don't know. That's what I've been told. The Villains round 2. And we go to the corner of Keith Holmes. Listen into the corner now.
Fine. Just don't get careless, okay? You understand? Okay, don't get careless. Give me an ice pack on the top of his head. Out his head. There we go. How you feel, man? Great. Don't gamble and see how hard he can punch. You understand what I'm saying, man? Keep your eyes on him just like you're doing. Keep your jab working just like you're doing. When you have to move, you understand? Okay? Don't be no sitting duck, okay? And you know he's laying on one of those legs, on that left leg, okay? All right, so let's see you move your jab.
A little replay for you here. We'll go back now and show you the wide shot, and then back to a live shot of the ring. Well, there he is, Quincy Taylor. He had that torn ligament in his left knee, and so far I haven't noticed that it's causing him much of a problem here. And the bell sounds for the start of round number 3. I thought he very closely won the first 2 rounds of the fight, more aggressive. He's been known as a one-punch body puncher. Really, in some of the fights we've seen him in, he's been devastating with the body. He hasn't been able to really get that job done to this point, but he's the type of guy that, when you see him talking about the one punch to the body, you probably won't even notice it. All of a sudden you'll see a guy cripple up and bend over and go down on one knee with a liver shot, and that often is the way body punches put guys out to stay. We'll be looking for that, and you should be looking for that throughout. I mentioned that Holmes really, when we talked to him yesterday, said that he was going to start with a lot of movement. Right now, he's just right in front of Quincy Taylor. You see a nice job done by Quincy Quincy stepping those punches, missing, but he's not missing his shots. Holmes slides left, then back to the right. Quincy right on top of him. It's, again, Holmes trying to give him some movement, but with the way he's moving, all Taylor has to do is just circle around and kind of stand in the stationary place, which is a perfect way to him to get his power off, because he's using that bad leg to spring off of and get power to the body. That was a nice body shot there. That kind of a left cross the... I don't know exactly what you call it with a southpaw, whether it's a left hook or a left cross, but anyway, it's a pretty good left hand to the body. If Keith is going to be successful, he wants a lot more movement than this. Now, this sort of movement could frustrate Taylor a little bit, but Taylor's been in the championship war with Julian Jackson, and just that experience of that really gives a guy a big lift. By the way, this fight is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission and the WBC, which means there's the 10-point less scoring system, 3 judges for the fight, the 3-knockdown rule, and the WBC is non-existent. There's no standing 8 count. Only the referee can stop the fight, and a fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round of the fight when the bell signifies the end of the contest. Holmes got a reach advantage. He's actually got 4 inches on him, but he knows he shouldn't stand right in front of Quincy, and every time he does, he can do all the foot movement and herky-jerky movement like that, but if he stands in front of Quincy, he's going to get tagged in the body. See him standing 5 foot, now he's back up and moves away, and it's harder for Quincy to catch up with him. He'll go after him with that left hand and try and stop him from circling right. Closing seconds now, this is the 3rd round. See, and the MoneyGram logo up there. I know when I'm on the road, I need to sit with a MoneyGram right away, and they get delivered instantaneously around the world. We are glad to have the MoneyGram people with us this time. The bell ends round 3. Let's listen into the corner. This is Quincy Taylor's corner, and again, you've got Curtis Coates and Gene Bavaro over there.
Listen, you're doing better, man. You're doing better. You're starting to get your rhythm. You're starting to get your rhythm, okay? You feel good about this thing? Okay. Go work on this a little bit now. Don't let the little sissy get cocky. Don't let it get cocky. You gotta get it done off his toe now. Okay? You're doing good. You got to just throw a few more shots on here. Inside, bing. Inside, dig. What you keep digging at? If he hit his elbows, that's okay. I want you to hit it. Okay? So you get your ring. Okay? Yeah. Catch his nose there, Curtis.
And across the way. Keith Holmes has never been down, never been cut.
Combinations didn't move.
All right, here we go with round number 4, again scheduled for 12. I'm Sheridan here on the Don King Entertainment Network and Sports Network and King Vision. We're going to be all around the world tonight. We're glad that you can be with us. It's been some exciting night to this point, and this fight was scheduled before the fight. Of course, they talked about it being the best fight of the night, but the action we've seen already tonight has been fast and furious, and it's very tough when you're doing a fight like this to compare. Now, just as I say this, maybe the guys heard me. They're starting to crank it up a notch, which is what we like to see here when the WBC 160-pound division title is on the line. Wow, that right hand again is Keith Holmes. Holmes not landing and not landing with the authority that Quincy Taylor is. See how many times he's short. What he needs to do with that jab is step up into it. What he's doing is he comes flat and just stands there. Watch the weight. See what Taylor does when he pushes off his hind foot when he throws his jab. That's why it's effective. That's why it's powerful. And he can keep pushing Holmes back. But Holmes has a tendency. That was a pretty good shot there now. And in fairness to Holmes. But you see, there's a real good shot there with the right hand. That one is southpaw is a hook, really, with the right hand. Again, the champ with his back to you, in the white trunks facing you. The challenger, Keith Holmes, 28-1, 18 KOs. Talking to Keith yesterday, he said, boy, I couldn't wait for this fight. I'm going to raise his edge. He loves the fight. He loves the sport. He's much more focused on winning this title than he's ever been before. And after he told us that he wanted to destroy the champion, he says, well, now we're going to get see why the body punches haven't been as effective as they could be. Look at that washboard stomach on Keith Holmes. He's a tremendous physical condition, which means he's able to absorb the body shots when a lot of lesser conditioned athletes wouldn't be able to take. Nice job slipping punches by Quincy. Nice counter punch right hand by Keith Holmes. Both guys totally aware, nobody down, nobody cut. Good shot landing up top. That was a better round for Keith Holmes than in some of the previous rounds. I'm going to give that one a high scorecard to Keith Holmes. And then they forced the fight a lot more in that round. But listen in. This is Quincy Taylor.
What else? Keep your teeth. Right here. You all right, baby. You all right. You all right. You all right, baby. You all right. Don't worry about that. We got something in. I need you to go to work for me. I'm working for you. Now you work for me. Come on. Yeah, that's a good shot. You threw about 3 or 4 good shots in there. I need to pick it. You need to pick it up. Okay. You got to take this.
All right, let's see how they pick up the pace here. Just as I was complaining about no action, this happened. Bam! A nice uppercut that time by Keith Holmes. And based on that shot that rocked the head, I'm going to show you a different angle of this. You can see why that I had a tendency to give that round to Keith Holmes. That was one of the more effective blows of the fight. Watch this now. Well, that's it. That's about it. Nothing finished off there. All right, here we go. Round number 5. This is scheduled for 12. At stake, the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. That's the 160-pound division, and a good one it is. The principals, Keith Holmes in the white trunks, and the blue trunks is Quincy Taylor. Taylor to the right of your screen, Challenger to the left of your screen. Holmes had his best round in the fight in the 4th round. I thought Taylor very narrowly and lacklusterfully, if there's such a word, won the first 3 rounds. Good body shot. Look at the way he digs. He really, and again it has to do, watch the way his legs come apart and then he'll swing off the hind foot. That's when you really step up and get power with a jab. And he twists the hip and gets the whole body and shoulder in to his left hand. That's why Quincy's so powerful. This guy Holmes has some nice shots he gets on inside, but he doesn't have his legs in the proper position to throw a punch. And his guys need to work with him in the gym on that. See how wide apart his legs are? When he throws a punch, he didn't have the same power that Quincy has, at least to the body. Now he has thrown a couple of good shots inside. See the difference? See how wide his legs are? See that? You can't have power, especially that left hand that he throws. There's no power behind it at all. But this guy will spring off his hind foot. See when he brings his legs in, you get ready to jab. That's a perfect shot, guys. Great job getting exactly where I was talking about. Quincy wants to pick it up a little bit here with a minute 20 to go in this round. This is kind of the role we thought it would be. It took him a few rounds to get rolled up. Right now we're going to film a pretty tough fight. Cut the bridge of the nose of Quincy Taylor. It's not very much right now. But it's the only mic we have on either fighter. Nobody down, nobody's hurt, nobody gives any shaking. Quincy Taylor loads up a left hand, and that is a power hand with the southpaw, as you know. See the way he did a nice job of moving that head side to side, making Holmes miss. But Holmes has no power in the jab. It can't hold Taylor off at all, for the reasons that I've already pointed out to you. Taylor again up with the toes. He's ready to spring up that hind foot and attack like a some sort of I don't know what. I think it's the wrong cliche here. This guy does attack.
Give me 2 of them uppercuts.
Nice job again, slipping the punch, just that little twist of the head to the right, making Holmes miss. Holmes, I'd love to know in a punch that how many punches he's thrown and what the percentage is that he misses. He misses an awful lot of punches. And the reason for that is that Quincy does such a good job. Gets subtle little head movements that make him miss. Inside of 10 seconds to go and miss the 5th round. But this has been a much better Quincy Taylor round. All right, the bell ends.
You're working good. You're working good. It's 5 down, 7 more to go. Okay, we're going into the 6th, okay? All right, take a deep breaths. Good bucket, babe. Take a deep breaths. Okay?
Look good. Look good.
Here we go.
You do. You don't. It's a better success.
Can I get his face a little bit when you're
Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
You're the man, baby. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Stop dragging his face to the top without Thank you. Keith. Huh? Keep your mind on your work, okay, man? Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, let's take a look at what we've got here. Let's just see how effective the shots are. Wild as Taylor. See if we go inside. There it is, a real nice left hand. That was probably the best punch of the fight to this point. And then and also a nice replay, guys, because it shows that Holmes is missing a lot inside and outside. Here's Quincy Taylor, the WBC middleweight champion of the world. I'm Bob Sheridan. We're coming to you from the MGM Grand Casino and the beautiful Grand Garden Arena here. It was at one time this evening a jam-packed place with all kinds of enthusiasm. Ooh. How about the Tyson Bruno surprise? All right, the sixth round action continues. Holmes falling with that jab, paws away. Quincy makes him miss. Taylor back up on the toes. Well, he is quick. Taylor shows a lot of quickness here. Holmes has got a lot of desire and a tremendous desire, but I got to say this: it doesn't look like he has the quickness that this guy has at all, which boils down to the ability of a champion. If Keith Holmes is going to win this fight, he's got to get a lot more aggressive. And he said he was going to be effective. And that's one of the things that the judges score on is not just aggressiveness, but effective aggressiveness, clean hits, ring generalship. And right now, the champion is showing all of those things. He's getting off first. Holmes is backpedaling all the time. Throwing those pawing jabs, which have no effect at all. It's easy for Taylor to get out of the way. Holmes has got to turn it up a notch. Taylor said yesterday he was concerned that Taylor may be able to, that Holmes would be able to turn it up a notch. But at this point, he just hasn't been able to do it at all. See him paw with that right hand and his jabbing hand. Taylor, on the other hand, is trying to get in position to hurt this guy. Wild with that uppercut, Wild again with the right hand. That one caught him by the ear. A nice counterpunch that time by Keith Holmes. Holmes is one of our favorite fighters around because he's handled by Sterling McPherson, who's one of the great former champs and works with us all at Kingdom. He does such a great job with a lot of our fighters. We'd like to see Keith do well, but Quincy has come and says, hey, I'm champion. You're going to really have to do some work if you're going to take it away from me tonight. And the way things are going, unless Keith Holmes really turns it up, it's going to be Taylor cruising to victory here tonight. I can see it right now. Looping left-handed cut on the right ear. Another one, a good shot there that backed it off a bit. So far the legs are still strong by Keith Holmes, but he's not going to absorb shots like that behind the ear all night. He's going to go. Inside of 10 seconds to go, and this is the sixth round. And this is another good round for Quincy Taylor. As the bell ends the sixth round, let's go to the corner.
That's the way to work, son. Now you're working.
They kind of like that, didn't they?
Deep breath. Suck it up. Suck it up. Get behind it. Stop. Atta boy. Why don't you mouth out, please?
6 to go, all right, Keith? All right. You know what you got to do, though? You got to pick up on the inside. Get a little too lazy on the inside on us, okay? All right? Get busy on the inside, okay, man? Left uppercut will work. You understand what I'm saying, man? Left uppercut.
This is going to be Quincy having a great sequence. You see Keith starts to throw a punch, and Quincy nails him behind the ear. And that's the one when I said when we saw it live that he's not going to be able to take shots like that. And right after this replay, as we showed to the watch the shot right behind his ear now. Boom, right there. And then that one backs him up. He didn't take the full brunt of that second shot. Coming up to the seventh round now. We're at the halfway mark of this WBC middleweight championship fight. A pair of southpaws in there. The champion, Quincy Taylor, defending his title for the first time against Keith Holmes. Holmes 28-1, 18 KO. Taylor comes in here 26-3 with 22 knockouts. time when we were talking to Taylor that he didn't want to get dragged into the Keith Holmes strategy of having to chase him all over the ring when the Holmes people thought there might be a problem with that leg of Taylor. But obviously he's conditioned very well because it hasn't been a factor in this fight at all. In fact, he's showing he's got a foot in the obviously in the corner of Holmes, namely Claude Beaujeu, Miguel Diaz, along with Buchanan Scott, said, hey, you got to pick up the pace, Mr. Holmes. Instead, it's Taylor that's right back scoring the punches again. We're in the 7th round of a scheduled 12-round World Championship fight. Middleweight division, 160-pound division. Always a division with pretty good fighters in it. And while it's not at its greatest time ever, you had guys like John David Jackson, Bernard the Executioner Hopkins, who was very, very effective tonight in blasting out his opponent a little bit earlier. Jorge Castro, Reggie Johnson, William Jackson still prominent, Dana Rosenblatt from Massachusetts, and Segundo Mercado from Ecuador. All those guys, good fighters in that division. I think you're going to see some unification fights with Don King now because with all the network TV that we have going, not only around the world that you're listening to tonight, but across the United States on Showtime and Fox networks, they want to see more of these fighters. And with about some 100 fighters on the contract, they're going to be seeing a lot of action in 1996 and 1997. Right now, plenty of action for us here for this WBC title fight. Quincy Taylor and Keith Holmes doing battle. In round 7, nobody really shaken. Taylor has landed the heavier blows of the fight. He appears to be in command and dictating the boxing pace of the fight. Landing the heavier blows, although he's the only one that's been marked. A little bit of a split on top of his nose. It's no factor in the fight whatsoever. And his corner over there, Curtis Coates and Gene Rivera have done an excellent job keeping that cut under control. Nice stiff jab. You see the difference? You can see it so plainly when you see Holmes' face. You see the way he paused and just kind of lazily puts it up. Even when he doubles it, that time he threw a good right hand, and it did catch Quincy. But all it does is get the adrenaline flowing for Quincy. Reminds me of Felix Trinidad when you knock him down. Maybe you see him hit the camera and say, uh-oh, now I'd hate to be the opponent. As the bell ends. Nice little flurry at the end of the round for Holmes. But that's Taylor's round, too. He won 2 minutes and 50 seconds of the round. We'll go to Taylor's corner and listen in.
Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath. Good plan. That's what connected to the fight, maybe the fight. I got it. You need another?
All right, let's take a look at this. Look at him dig to the body. Those are the body shots that have put away so many opponents, and that's why I gave him the round. Holmes, looked like everything is all right going his way, but you can't take body shots. It's a different angle of the same thing. That's not the same thing at all. That's Quincy Taylor taking the right hand from Keith Holmes. Altogether different sequence there. So you people know that are watching around the world, we're actually taking the feed from another network in the United States. So if we're a little off of these replays, you know exactly what's happening. We're kind of like you. We're seeing them for the first time. So you understand. We'd rather be able to show you something in between rounds than not show you anything. So we'll do for the rest of the fight exactly what you're doing. We'll look in and we'll see what we can see. Right now we're in the 8th round of a scheduled 12-round fight. The champion in blue, the challenger in white. The champ's had it pretty much his way throughout. And if Keith Holmes is going to do anything here, he's got to turn it up a big notch now. Because I've got Quincy Taylor out in front 69-64 with just the 5 rounds to score in the fight. It's in the area where, in my opinion, Holmes almost needs a knockdown to get back into the fight. And if Taylor continues to win this round, it's going to be very difficult for Keith Holmes. That's providing my scoring is accurate. The real scoring is being done by David Chung of Seoul, Korea, and God knows how the Koreans score when you look back to the '84 Olympics. So I hope that the professional ones are a lot better
than the amateur one. Dave Brown from Vancouver, British Columbia, and Chuck Giamper of Las Vegas is the third judge. So if this has to go to the scorecards, it'll be very interesting to see how they saw the fight, and if in fact they saw it the way I'm seeing it. Right now, Holmes having things going his way a little bit, but again, the way he's throwing punches, you see the heavy punches still landing by Quincy Taylor. Taylor's still dictating the pace of the fight. And you see when he throws that right hand out the way Keith Holmes does with his legs separate, there's no power behind it. When he gets that trailing foot, the leg foot behind him, and springs out with this tremendous power in body shots. Now he's getting in position to unload something, although he may be recuperating from some of the shots he took from Keith. See the way he makes him miss, and then he makes him pay. Look at the way he makes in the body. That's what he's known for, punishing guys in the body. And again, notice, you'll notice if you loosen up the shot a bit, the very wide stance of Holmes, and that's why he's not getting ready to go. Now see that, if you're watching the way you are watching at home, a lot of those punches that Holmes threw there looked like they landed, looked like they were very effective, but Quincy's so slick in avoiding punches that, believe me, he's not scoring punches, and that's how when you see a fight like Axel Schultz and Francois Holmes, Stuttgart, the people in attendance and they're not sitting up close, the people at home can totally misjudge a fight if they're not right on top of it like we are. The bell ends the 8th round, pretty good round for Holmes, one of his better rounds, but I still thought Taylor did more. One of the American commentators slipped in there. I think that was Jim Gray from the ABC network in the United States. And there might be a bit of that in the remaining portion of the evening because, as you know, we're going to 130 countries around the world and all kinds of television networks being fed in individual languages. And the United States is just another one tonight. And that was one of their announcers. So we're glad to see Jim Gray and say hello. So we'll listen in here to Quincy's Corner.
Come on. Next time you get him inside, you work him upstairs. Watch your shot to the body. Because you've been hitting right on the bread basket. You just a little bit to the belt. Get up a little bit. Okay, give me a good round. I need a good round. Let's go, Quincy. Come on.
They're so right. They need a good round. What they're trying to do is juice him up in there as they know Curtis Coates, especially a former terrific fighter himself, to tell you, hey, I need this guy cranked up a little bit because this is the stage where if Keith takes command, it could be a problem here. Both of the corners are telling the guys the same thing. As you can see, the intensity is a little bit higher here in round 9. Showed it watching on television. We're at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, and what has been a tremendous, exciting night for boxing, world boxing. And glad that you're all with us wherever you're watching four corners of the globe tonight. It's always a bit of a letdown after a championship of the caliber of Tyson and Bruno, but this too is a world championship fight, and both guys working extremely hard. The amazing thing is this fight that you're watching right now will be the main event on any other fight card. It's been a strategic battle to this point. Nobody visibly shaken, nobody down, a little cut back in the 4th round with the bridge of the nose of Quincy Taylor, the champ to the left of his screen, and this is Keith Holmes. But it was a good knockdown with the right hand. And Taylor now is either going to hang on and get back away from this guy. Right now, it's Keith Holmes who can lift this title if he puts the assault on. And Richard Steele is the type of referee. If this guy doesn't answer the punches, he'll stop the fight. He catches him again, he'll stop the fight. If he doesn't answer, and he's not answering, it's over. The fight's over. Richard Steele has stopped the fight. I knew he would do it. Does not answer. But the fact was the fighter did not get out on his one knee, and he was not answering the balls that Keith Holmes was throwing, and Keith Holmes is the brand new WBC middleweight champion of the world. A brilliant finish for Keith because he was behind on the scorecards. Taylor's not arguing one bit. His corner wasn't pleased with the stoppage, but a nice effort by Keith Holmes. Pulled around and said what he needs is a knockdown, and he needs it soon. It'll be a TKO at 143 into the 9th round. That's the way it'll be scored. We'll wait for the official announcement from our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr. There's a surprise Quincy Taylor. And for some reason, whether it was the knee problem or what, but Keith Holmes, he's the nice kid that reads the Bible every day. The Lord answered his prayers because he's the brand new WBC middleweight champion of the world. Bob Sheridan back here live now, and this is the scene following not only the Keith Holmes championship victory in the WBC middleweight division, but Frank Bruno and Mike Tyson, outstanding in terms of the energy of the crowd. Not particularly a great fight, but a very exciting fight while it lasted. Mike Tyson virtually destroyed a frightened Mike Bruno. Bruno hung on. This is the finishing blow. Terrific job by Mike Tyson. He just really destroys him in the end here. And once we knew he could go through that jab, that's pretty much all she wrote. Ricardo Lopez retained the WBC Strawweight Championship. Christy Martin and Deirdre Gogarty, terrific unanimous decision win for Christy. Miguel Angel Gonzalez won his unanimous decision over Ramon Marchena. And for the IBF Junior Flyweight Championship, it was Michael Carbajal over Melchor Cobb Castro. Well, the curtain has come down, and we'll have to wait to see what happens in round 2 when Mike Tyson will probably, in July, will be taking on Bruce Seldon. So, in behalf of our entire staff at King Vision, and especially for our director, Frank Belmont, and our producer, Marty Cohen, in a tough night with all those countries you went to, again, we want to say so long to the people at Network 3 down in New Zealand, and Bill Singley of Air New Zealand. You did a great job bringing Georgie and all those boys over here from New Zealand. A great job for everyone. So, Carl King, we thank you, Brenda Page, Dana Jameson, Celia Tuckman, and again, our engineer in charge who had the tough job of getting the feed out to some 30 different languages and some 14 or 15 different feeds going out of our truck, and satellite transmission was sensational by Diane McKay and Barbara Bracco. So on behalf once again of our great director Frank Belmont and our super producer Marty Cohen and the entire production staff at King Vision, a special thanks to Casey Sipes at ringside. So long everybody, I'm Bob Sheridan saying goodbye from Las Vegas, Nevada.